Down to 7 Pacific.
What you out there? Yes, clear. Loud and clear.
Friendly fire!
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Well, I woke up at 9:32 of my Mexican neighbor sneezing really loud. It was, at first I thought it was somebody yelling, shit! and then I heard it again. I heard, shit! And I was like, what the fuck is this? So I like was fully awake. I even like looked at my phone to see what time it was. And I was sitting up and then I heard it again. I heard, shit! And I was like, oh. I mean,
I've never seen a Mexican sneeze.
I don't think I have either. I still haven't, but I heard it.
Yeah.
I heard it, and
if a bear shits in the woods, you know.
I know it was my Mexican neighbor for sure.
Different ethnicities sneezing. You don't think about it. I've never seen a Chinese guy sneeze. Never even seen a Chinese guy.
I bet we know exactly what that's like.
Sneezing like a Chinese guy?
Come on.
Arigato.
That was the easiest.
That's
bit.
Japanese,
yeah,
though. That was a Japanese. What does arigato mean?
Hello or something like that? Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. I think it means hello.
Oh, I thought it meant please don't drop another one.
Oh my God, dude.
The first one was good. It was bad enough. You don't have to drop the second one, Mr. Roboto.
Arigato.
Arigato.
Japanese.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Roboto. Bomb.
Yeah. You know who I listened to? Why are there so many hairs on this? You know who I listened to on the way back? I had a long drive yesterday, and I listened to. Did you ever listen to No Doubt? Gwen Stefani, dude, some real bangers.
What song? I might have. If
You've heard all of them, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna play the one that really got me pumped up. This is gonna be my walkout music this weekend. I actually decided.
Let's give it let's only play for like 5-6 seconds just for the YouTube monetizations.
Okay, I'll pick.
Fun dance. Okay, yeah. That's
I'm
a fun.
feeling hella good, dude. So good.
Keep on dancing. Where are you
good.
going this weekend?
Appleton, Wisconsin. This episode will be out. If you're in Appleton, Wisconsin, you want to see me open for Dan Soder, get tickets if there are any left.
There you go.
What a nice feeling, by the way.
Having something on the books.
Jess, I don't need to promote. I don't really care.
I can show up
just show up.
It's gonna be sold out.
There's gonna be people there. I'm gonna make some money. It's gonna be pretty sold out. What a fucking dream, huh?
Yeah.
That must be nice.
Yeah, I canceled.
Yeah,
I canceled San Diego.
he won't stop talking about San Diego.
I canceled San Diego because I what? Sold no.
That's not true.
tickets.
That's not true. You sold 2.
It's
Almost worse, isn't it? It's almost worse.
I went, don't worry, guys. Last time we came here, I had a lot of inquiries about tickets. We did. The first time we went there, that was all promo, but that was also, we were doing a free buy one, get one type of thing. I don't even remember what we did, but that was all.
It's amazing who will be your fan when there's a $0 admission.
Yeah. Because then the answer is.
But as soon as you add anything,
You go $10. It's either $10.
And then I got to buy a ticket for her. It's $20. We have to both get drinks. That's $1,000 to see. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like as soon as you add a price tag, it's over.
Yeah. I watched a movie last night. Jack, Matt's former roommate, my current roommate, we've been into foreign films lately. Watched this one called One More Round, and it was this.
Is it about your mom?
Thank you guys so much, dude.
I got you.
God damn it. Yes. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Friendly Fire podcast. It will now be a solo episode. It will be a solo episode moving forward.
Fire right there. One more round. Yeah, your mom.
Hey, come on, dude. Don't talk about Cheryl like that, dude.
I'm sorry, dude. I've never even met Cheryl.
Dude, yeah. Well,
okay.
Now I don't trust you.
Start it over so we can clip this out.
Yeah, so, no, there's not even a clip. The movie was... He keeps telling me these movies are going to be great.
And they're not.
And they're fine.
Yeah.
I just started using ChatGPT.
No.
I didn't realize how insane it is.
Anti-AI podcast.
No. I'm anti-AI.
It is crazy, though.
It's absurd. Dude, I literally I was just trying to see... I had it draft emails for like marketing stuff and I was like, draft me an email if I'm trying to sell this product to this company. And it fills it in perfectly for you. And you literally just plug in your name And it's like you can't even tell. You legit can't tell. It's like so professional.
It's insane.
And I'm like,
I hate it.
now imagine there's zero chance college kids are learning anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless you're like
dude,
STEM.
I mean, the shortcuts that we used to take with just like access to like the internet of like 2010.
Yeah.
Of like Spark Notes and Cliff Notes and being able to read other people's papers about stuff.
Yes.
And obviously you couldn't plagiarize, but like, you know, like, but now, I mean, I'm sure they're going to come up with, it's so funny. It's like you could have AI write you a paper, but then I can't imagine that universities won't use AI to prove that papers have been written by AI. It will literally just be AI ratting on each other.
Yeah.
It'd be like, did you use ChatGPT for this? It's like, what's the other one called? Like Gork or something like that? Grok. It'll be like Grok and
Sounds like a
ChatGPT.
slur.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like a slur.
What, did a
for
fucking Grok write this thing for? Like,
It does. It sounds like a slur for AI.
Arigato.
I know you had a fucking dirty Grok write this report for you.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about this. AI said, what do you? Oh, are you pulling something up for us? AI detector says the Declaration of Independence was 94%. Wait, what? That's okay. That's crazy.
Wait. What is this?
The U.S. Constitution is 99% certain to have been written by AI.
But that
according to
couldn't be.
ChatGPT. In Congress, July 4th, the unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. Okay, wait. I'm not reading all this. So what basically this is, it's saying that your text is, wow. So somebody put the Constitution into ChatGPT and then ChatGPT says it's basically 99% written by AI.
Correct.
Well, that's at this point okay, so here's the flaw. This is the thing though. Here becomes the flaw, right? Which is the Constitution is probably one of the most quoted or like, you know, it's probably one of the most readily available documents on the internet to the point where if it's in so many filters and search engines and whatever, it would be crazy if it wasn't. It would look plagiarized no matter what. If you're referencing you get what I mean? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Where it's like AI, I think the reason that AI would be doing this is because there's so much information on it, which makes it be like, okay, I'm too stupid to form the point that I'm trying to get at.
You have it in your head. But
the point that I'm
coming
trying,
out.
the point that I'm trying to get at, right? It's that like, since the internet has been out, before ChatGPT even existed, there was like on the earliest forms of the internet had to have been stuff with the Constitution, right? So it's been backlogged for fucking decades. Just constant stuff. So then there's all this information. So then couldn't it clearly get like falsely flagged because they're like, well, this has to be AI in the sense that there's such a data overload that they're like, this has clearly been put out 1,000 times.
That could be possible.
AI has generated this because there's so much on it. I don't know if that makes sense, what I'm trying to say.
It does make sense.
Does that make sense? Am I stupid? I think I might be also an idiot.
No.
Because that could be totally
I see
wrong.
what you're saying. There's two theories that I like. My favorite one, because I hate AI, is that it's just wrong and stupid. Like, it's like, okay, good. This isn't like some perfect machine that we've created that will inevitably take us over. But I also like the conspiracy of the Constitution being written by AI.
We're going to steal the Constitution.
We're going to steal the Constitution.
We're going to rewrite the Constitution.
I'm going to use Grok to rewrite the
A
Constitution.
fucking Grok wrote this thing?
Yeah. Imagine living in a country where the Grok wrote the Constitution.
So is the theory that like they had AI back then? Is that what people are trying to say?
Some people are saying, that we've had AI this whole time.
That's
They're like, this is the simulation. See,
No,
Right.
Zero chance that we had AI back then. I mean, dudes were like getting shot with musket balls.
Yeah.
If we have if you have a word generator to give you a thing, ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT, how do I make it so this cannonball doesn't hit me in the fucking leg later?
Yeah.
Like, do you get what I mean?
How
It's
do
like,
I fix it once it's happened?
Hey,
How do I survive the common cold?
Yeah. Hey, ChatGPT, what do I do if I get shot in the leg? Cut it off?
Now,
there's zero chance.
yeah, that's a fair point. Now, I am curious if do you think that there are civilizations in our past that were as smart as we are now or smarter?
No.
No, you don't think so?
I'm of the belief. Have you ever heard what is this theory? This is the theory. We're getting into theories that I don't know enough about to be quoting, but my roommate got me on this one when I was in college. And it's basically like, I don't remember the name of it, but on a timeline, we are either so far left of civilization on a timeline, like the beginning of a civilization, or we're so far right that we're either it's like we are almost equivalent to ants to other people, so other civilizations wouldn't even stop to talk to us because it's like we are at the beginning of a civilization, or we're the furthest along on a timeline where nobody's advanced past this, no civilization has came to this. So it's like there's a theory that it's either one of the two. We're either the first to achieve all of this, or the beginning to the point where we're so uninteresting that it's like, why even spend time to learn about the ant colony? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And there's like the reality of one of those, and I tend to believe that one, and I think we're on the far left.
You think that we are not? You think that we're basically nothing?
Yes, it's like a thing. I think that we're nothing, and I don't think we'll ever be.
So
I don't think humans will ever be the thing.
So this weekend I went to an observatory out in West Texas, and we were like looking at the stars and shit. And there was a moment where I had this, it was for the most part really cool. And then there was this just moment of realization of the vastness of what we exist on, where it gave me doom for a moment.
Existentialism.
Where I was like, holy shit, this is, we are not, I'm nothing. And which can be a good thing, but realizing how vast just just what we've been able to view of things that are light years away.
Yeah.
Is crazy, where you're oh no, none of this matters at all. And then I'm why am I worried about the way my video's performing?
Yeah.
It's I'm looking into basically forever. I'm looking into infinity.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, I wish more people listen to my podcast. Which it's, it all matters. It's all relative to whatever's happening, but it's yeah, it gave me anxiety. It gives me anxiety talking about it now.
No,
I'm holy shit, man. It's so creepy. Because we for sure, this is not an original thought at all, but with how big space in the universe is, there's certainly, it's way more likely to me in my brain that we are the ant colony that people are we don't give a fuck. Why are we going to stop by Earth?
Yeah, we're the open micers at Creek in the Cave.
We're the 4 p.m. open micers.
We're the midnight micers on Mondays.
Yeah.
And you're dude, I'm not going to book you.
Where you're this is dark.
Please don't DM me.
I'm not going to stop. Yeah, please don't DM
me. Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's there's Martians and 30 light years away who are just I really hope they don't try to send us a signal.
God, he cornered me in the green room. He wouldn't stop asking me about analytics for YouTube. Yeah. God, this fucking guy on Earth kept asking me about hashtags. Have you ever heard, dude? The amount of nothing conversations I've talked to people about, they'll be when you're doing hashtags, what are you doing? I'm I'm fucking.
I'm brother, if you haven't figured out hashtags yet,
I'm posting comedy. I'm putting hashtag comedy. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's so funny.
There's no thought process. I tried. I mean, this is such a boring conversation for the podcast, but it is I tried for the first 2 years of posting content with reels. I was having Excel sheets being if I post this time at this time with these hashtags, does it make a difference between this and this and this? If I use this color for subtitles, does this make a difference? What if I do this? What if I do that? And then the reality of it, it's dude, just talk about shit in your pants.
Yeah.
Oh, and make it funny in the first 3 seconds. There you go. None of it else.
Talk
None
about
of it
your
else.
cock within 3 seconds of the clip, or it's not gonna work.
Brother, you got to show butthole.
Well, I'm basically content wise. My process is like the equivalent of like an athlete who like writes a Bible verse on his like under eye paint. It's like, oh, I just do it for every game. So, and I believe if I do this, God will protect me.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but you had a losing season last year. And he's like, I'm still going to do it. It's like, I use the same hashtags in the same way. And like, I've changed up here and there. Maybe I've moved it under my right eye. Maybe I've started wearing a bracelet on my left wrist instead of my right.
It's still John 3:16 though.
Still John 3:16. Dude, have you seen those Tim Tebow clips of him talking about fuck, man. If you look it up, as Tim Tebow has this thing where he used to write, I think it was John 3:16.
Yeah.
And look up Tim Tebow 3:16 game. Yeah, 3:16 game or story, whichever one. There's a video. Okay. So the 3:16 game was, this is it. Okay. Can we watch this in its entirety? First off, I just pause it real quick. The way this guy, he talks like he's trying to convert you to Christianity, because he is. The way he talks bothers me so much. But
Sean Ryan or Tim Tebow?
Tim Tebow.
Okay, Sean Ryan is the man, by the way.
Tim Tebow, I don't know who Sean Ryan is, but Tim Tebow has this very like he's about to ask you to put money in the donation basket. Is like the vibe that he has. All right. If we got the oh no. Audio's not working. So the verse is John 3:16, which is, for God so loved the world he gave his only son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life.
Did you ever hear John 13?
Here's the
song.
Brief. I would love for everybody to be able to listen to it, but if it's not, it's not the end of the world.
That's a very famous song in the Lutheran Church.
Really?
John.
I don't know anything about Lutheran. I'm only
go to his only begotten Son.
All I know is
believes in
Catholicism.
him will
That's
have
really it.
eternal life. Oh. Go tell it on the mountain. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Did you go to Lutheran church?
I went both, Catholic and Lutheran. I got confirmed Lutheran, but I grew up Catholic. I did church differently.
Yeah.
I'm built different.
Yeah, you are built different.
That's what, dude, at boot camp, that was a big thing because at the boot camp, you can only get away from your drill instructor if you go to church. So then everybody goes to church and everybody's having like breakdowns. And like, it'll be like a Sunday and you're like, you miss everything. And it's the only time you have to think. And then they'll be like singing like, glory, glory, what a hell of a way to die. And you're like, ah!
Bro.
And meanwhile, your girl's just getting fucking fingered at Electric Forest.
Oh my God. Cut it out, dude. I'm going to find that girl and I'm going to have her on the podcast. I'm
going to find that girl and I'm going to take her to Electric Forest.
Okay. So I'm going to give a breakdown. I can't hear it. So it says it all in the caption. So basically, Tim Tebow always wrote John 3:16 on his under eye paint, which is where I got the inspiration for the riff earlier. And then there was a game. He did it against, I think, his national championship game that he won for Florida. Which, by the way, dude, Tim Tebow was like the GOAT.
Oh, he's the best. He's the best college quarterback ever.
He was so good.
Johnny Manziel.
Dude, Johnny. Yeah. Anyways.
Fucking Football.
Johnny Football was the man, bro.
If you have a nickname where the middle name is fucking, you're the man.
Yeah.
Johnny fucking Football, such a tough nickname.
All right.
Yeah, fuck it.
So, there was a game that he played in the NFL. I think it was 3 years from the exact date that he wrote 3:16 under his eye paint, played the national championship, and it got a bunch of people to look that up. It was like the #1 hit on Google in the US. So 3 years after that, he plays this game, and at the end, they go, you rushed for an average of 3.16 yards. You average 31.6 yards per completion. the ratings for the game, will you click back over there? The ratings for the game were for the night was 31.6, and your time of possession was 31 minutes and 6 seconds. And it's just one of those things where I go, I think that's bullshit. You know, like, I just don't believe you. I just don't believe you at all.
Yeah, are you measuring? Since when are we going by 0.16? It's like, okay, I'll give you the 0.1. So it's like, yeah, he got 3.3 yards. Okay, it's like, I'll give you the 0.3. We're not going to the 10th. We're not going to the 100th of a yard. Nobody goes
crazy.
Because you got to remember, this podcast today is brought to you guys by TRTL.com. Is there anything better than a good morning shit? Honestly, name one thing. They're making me say this. I'm not. I mean, there is some things that I think are. Yeah, sex. Josh said sex. I agree with sex. I think sex is better than a morning shit. Morning sex with a morning shit.
Before or after?
After. Yeah. And then we're talking. Recently, I've been using the supplement called TRTL, and I've never shit better in my life. It's like clockwork. I'm selling my soul for money. I make my morning coffee, pull up my chess.com app, and I shit like a king. I haven't been in an office job for a while, but I've heard that 2 p.m. shit is phenomenal. What's the saying? They make $1, I make a dime. That's why I poop on my company's time. Our sponsor, TRTL Supplement, has fiber supplements that help you turtlehead on your own terms. So, try out their entry-level Psyllium Husk Fiber Capsules. I mean, I couldn't be butchering this more. So try out their Psyllium Husk Fiber Capsules at TRTL.store. If you're not satisfied with your body on your first try, they'll give you a full refund and you can keep the bottle. So go to TRTL.store to get your first bottle of TRTL and use promo code FriendlyFire to let them know that we sent you there and get 10% off of your first purchase. Again, go to TRTL.store and type in the promo code FriendlyFire at the checkout. TRTL supplements, turtlehead on your own terms. Go to that fucking website. I mean, it's the first sponsor. You gotta support them. I mean, who doesn't like a good poop, right? I mean, I like a good poop. Hey, one thing about me, big pooper. Thank you guys so much, and enjoy the rest of the episode.
3.16 yards. Who does that?
Nobody's ever going. He's averaging. Nobody's rounding. Everybody's rounding up. We're not going to the.
You're gonna go. That's 3.2 yards.
Yeah, you're gonna go. You got. Yeah. You might not even do that. You might just go.
Somebody in that
yards.
booth was like, "I'm gonna make some really cool shit up."
Oh, dude.
You know, one of those statisticians was like, he averaged 3.3 yards, but it would be a lot cooler if it was 3.16, wouldn't it? And then time of possession was 31 minutes and 6 seconds, which equals out to 3:1:06, which is not even 3:16. I just don't believe. And he seems, I think he's probably a good guy. And like, here's the deal. He's a Christian. So after that, 90 million people Googled that verse, which for him, it's like, that's a big thing for like Christians, is like that's testimony of like helping save other people and like having them. That's crazy analytics. You know what I mean?
You can come do the show at Creek in the Cave on
nobody
Sundays.
Performs online like Jesus Christ. Let me tell you what.
He's selling out arenas.
Yeah. So, but anyways,
that's so funny.
I just don't. I've seen this clip so many times, and there's people in the comments being like, "God is good." You know, use this if you use this button if you believe in light and God, you know, or shit like that. And it's just like, I just don't even believe that any of that actually happened.
I mean, dude, there's so many fun things like that.
Yeah, and here's the thing: if that did happen, that is very cool, and I do think that's probably God. I'm on both ends of the spectrum where I'm like, I think that's bullshit. If it did happen though, it's because God. That's very much how I live my life today.
No
I'm
real.
I'm like, that's bullshit, or I'm like, man, you love me so much, dude. Thank you. You know what I have no in between of like, you know, it was probably a combination of hard work and you know, a little love from God. I'm either like, God saved me, or I'm doing this all on my own.
Have you ever heard like that saying that there's no atheist in a foxhole?
Yes.
It would be funny to do a sketch where some guy's like praying and another guy's not.
Yeah.
And then he just gets he just keeps, I don't know though. I don't know what the sketch should be.
The atheist getting blown up. God
maybe
saving. Or the opposite.
The opposite. It's funny. Dude.
God's going to say.
Yeah. There's videos now on I've been getting, I don't know if you ever do this. You ever go to right before you go to sleep, do you ever just like spend 40 minutes on Reddit watching war footage from the Ukraine? Dude.
No.
Yeah, me neither. There's videos now. Dudes are just flying drones. That's like drone warfare, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now people have like, and everybody's getting, you know what's crazy? This is what's crazy. The war in the Ukraine is like one of the most documented wars ever now because everybody's getting GoPros. It's because everybody wants to be an influencer. There's dudes who are making like get ready with me videos in the Ukraine.
Get ready with me today to go fight the enemy.
Yeah, today I'm defending my home. And so, dude, there's like videos. This one guy, I just watched this video before.
Bro, turn that off.
We can't.
We can't show that. This is kind of sick, though.
So there's dudes now that they're assigning dudes.
This would break my back. That position, I'm going to shoot a fucking rocket launcher.
I'll shoot my rocket launcher at you. But dude, I watched this video last night. This guy was
now the audio's working.
Yeah.
Now the audio's working. Now we're watching fucking war videos.
Yeah, now that we're watching people die.
Where's this gonna go? Oh. Kind of blew up in the air, huh?
So yeah, so dudes are doing this. But there was a video, this platoon or this squad was like getting chased down by a drone, and the guy has GoPro footage of it. It's the coolest video I've ever seen. He's running and there's like a destroyed tank like right in front of him. And he's running, and he looks back, and you can see the drone coming in. You can hear it, and dude, he jumps down, and as he's jumping, he goes and just shoots, and he hits the drone and saves everybody in his platoon.
No way, dude! That's so badass.
Oh,
it's so hard to hit something with a bullet.
Oh, dude! And then here's the fucking worst part about the video, though, is right after he just starts crying. It's like
which of course, like he just he was a part of a miracle. Like even for the most trained soldier to do a dive, shoot at the drone and explode. I mean, it's a movie. It's Jason Statham level.
It's John 3:16.
It's John 3:16, dude. It really is.
And so yeah, I'm just
but then like for the audio to be like,
dude, he literally, it's just because you don't think about it.
I've been watching this. I'm about to finish it. There's a 6-part docuseries about the war in Vietnam on Netflix.
You're at that age now.
Bro, you know what's really funny? This thing, like, I'm just learning about all this shit. But like
war?
No, like just like the specifics. Like I always knew like Vietnam was like bad. And it was like a war that we like didn't win. And it was just bad overall. I didn't realize how bad. So now I'm like learning about it and I want to talk about it. But it's so crazy to like be like talking to my dad and be like, so Vietnam was crazy, huh? like I just learned this information about something that happened 60 years ago, and I'm just like, yeah, it's kind of fucked up the way they like kept you guys in it, huh?
Yeah,
it's just like, yeah, my friends are dead. Like,
yeah.
But it really is crazy, bro. And it also makes me realize that the CIA has killed like a lot of the Kennedys because they're like the CIA killed so many people because they were anti-war.
I don't know about this, but yeah, probably. I'm not well informed on this.
It's obvious. Listen, welcome to the conspiracy part of the podcast.
Tinfoil hats.
It's not even tinfoil hats.
It's like documented.
Like JFK was killed because I think he was gonna try to get us out of Vietnam, and then Bobby Kennedy ran, and he was a front runner, big time front runner. He got assassinated. He got shot, and he was also very anti-war. MLK was killed. He was also obviously doing a lot of other stuff, but he was also very anti-war. He was doing white women, yes, but he was also doing a lot of great other stuff. And yeah, it's just crazy, dude. Okay, so there was a part in the last episode that I watched where as the war went on, there became like the people, this was like basically like the first time like war had been documented in the way that you're talking about now, where there's like, now we have like iPhone footage and GoPros and drones and shit
you
like
can get
that.
a 360.
But this was kind of the first war where like reporters were going to Vietnam for like a year and then reporting back. So by towards the end of it, a lot of the people who had been drafted basically against their will were there and like didn't want to be there. And so they separate into these like kind of like factions of like, forget what they called them, but it's basically like people who were pro-war and people who were anti-war. It's like lifers, or I forget what the other one is. So like there was this thing that would happen where if the platoon leader or whoever was, you know, very about it and making people do these missions, some of the soldiers would like get a pool. People would put money in to like frag their like commanding officers. So like people would like pull pins and drop grenades on their commanding officers and blow them up for money because they didn't want to be in the war, and these people were making them like basically commit like atrocities in this war against like Vietnamese people. And so they would blow their own sergeants up with fucking grenades. Like that's crazy. That's so crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No, dude, it's nuts. It's also like not cool.
No, not cool. None
like,
of it's cool.
Hey man, pretty not chill.
War isn't cool.
No,
I think
I'm
that men are
pretty anti-war.
Yeah, I think that I am too, and it's so odd because you start off on one end of the spectrum when you grow up in Iowa and you're in a military family and everybody, and then I didn't even go to war. I just signed up to potentially
because your dad was in Vietnam, right?
No, he was in Beirut.
Oh, okay.
And then I have
right.
an uncle who was in Vietnam, and then my grandpa was in World War II, and then his dad was in World War I. And then
so you come from a long line.
Every one of my granddaddy's fault.
Yeah.
And jacked.
I come from a long line of war criminals.
Hey, my whole family's done pretty irreprehensible things.
Yeah.
My daddy done went to and then you grow up and it's not even like, and it's funny because none of them are gung ho. They're all the opposite too. Like my dad was like, I remember when I wanted to join the military, my dad was kind of like, are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, yes.
Yeah,
and then he was like, okay. I took the test. I took the ASVAB and I scored really well. And I was able to get basically any job I wanted. And then there was like one or two I didn't qualify for. But then he was like, okay, so what do you want to do? And then I told him what I wanted to do. And then he was like, zero fucking chance. And then it was the one that I ended up doing, the ad job, the combat support, which is basically like in the Marines, you don't get to pick your job. You get one of the three options. You sign up for a blanket of either like mine was like either artillery, Abrams or AAVs. And then I got AAVs.
Mm-hmm.
And so you knew that you were going to get one of those three. You just didn't know which. And so that's what I signed up for. My dad was like, are you out of your fucking mind? He was like, you go be an electrician.
Right.
Like get out. And then don't even need to go to like any trade schools. You can literally just have a skill, a trade that you can transfer. But that's my dad. My dad wants me to be a blue collar guy.
Yeah, for
hey,
sure.
Dad,
for sure.
wrong answer. I'm going to talk about jacking off in tanks for the next 10 years.
I'm gonna be an artist.
I'm going to be a fucking artist, you pussy. So he so then when I did join, he was like very much like I don't think he was upset. And then when he found out of my job, he was upset. And then he spent the next like 8 months trying to convince me to not go or do a different job.
Really?
And then I kept getting offered contracts to leave early. That's a thing that they don't talk about. Because my date, I signed up in like, I don't know, like it was like March. And then I didn't leave for boot camp until November. But then people will periodically like drop out. Like a lot of people will sign up and then it comes time for boot camp and they're like, oh, fucking hell no. I'm not doing that. No, I just wanted the free Buffalo Wild Wings once in a while.
Yeah.
And so they'll like leave and then they'll open up the slot basically, right? And so then they can go, hey, you're supposed to leave in November. Do you want to leave tomorrow? And they kept doing that to me. But like I was being like, it was funny. I was like, no, I like wanted to have my last summer, which is such a funny thing. Like, no, I want to drink.
Yeah.
And then every time I just kept getting good jobs. At one point they offered me Intel, which I didn't qualify for, but they were like, this guy dropped out. You basically meet the requirements. You can go if you go
so
tomorrow.
close.
And then they were like, you can go if you go tomorrow. And then I was like, no. And then my dad like lost his shit.
Really?
He kept getting mad at me because my recruiter and him like kept in contact. My dad was like one of those guys, was like
Yeah.
wanted to know all the steps. But yeah, and then you get there. The whole process of joining is actually fucked up because you get there. I don't know if this is interesting to talk about, but you sign up
like it.
and then you go and you take a test. And you get a physical, and it's like, dude, like less than like 1% of the world or the population can even qualify for the military because it's like so many things can disqualify you. And then so if you have nothing wrong with you medically speaking, like no asthma, no like, like weird things heart conditions, broken bones. If you have like technically getting your ears pierced can like be a thing that if you don't disclose can disqualify. So like there's so many things that are just like they just don't, they want you to be like this blank slate of a person. And then, so only 1% of those people can like technically join. But then you're talking about, or like, it's like 20% people can join after that. But then you start talking about physical requirements. Like, okay, so of that 20%, how many can do at least 5 pull-ups? And it's like, well, 0. Like, so many people
Dude,
can't.
I can't do 5 pull-ups.
And then it's like, okay, how many of them can, and then if they can do those pull-ups, how many of them can run 3 miles in under 30 minutes? And then it's like, nobody.
There's no
And then it's like, okay, and of that, how many of them can do, I think it's like sit-ups, and it's like whatever. So then it's like, so now you're dealing with like a subsection of the population.
I can't do any of that shit.
Yeah, so it's like, so you're at the point where then it's like, okay, now you're getting all of this, but now you have to fill jobs. So you only have.
So then you have to take out of that small percentage of
how many of them are smart enough to do
How many of them are
a
actually
thing?
smart?
Dude, it's insane the level of like dumb fucks.
Oh yeah, dude, I've met vets.
Yeah. Dude, like
No
there
offense,
was a
boys,
dude.
but
There was a
not all of
dude.
you are the brightest of the bunch.
There was a dude who was trying to join when I was joining the Marines in 2013. There's this guy, we called him Freezer. I don't even know I could not tell you his full name
awesome.
at all. His nickname was Freezer. He was like a brick shit house from Iowa, was a wrestler, all of the fucking attributes that you want. But he like legitimately couldn't do math. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to be like funny when I say like he couldn't do math. It wasn't like 10 plus, it wasn't like 10 to the power of 19 divided by 6 minus 4.
It wasn't like heavy duty.
It was like, it was literally like, if you have 15 people getting on a train and then 10 of them leave, how many are left? And he was like, 7. And like he couldn't pass the ASVAB to the point where like we were like trying to teach him basic math and like he could start to he understood like certain things, but then words got involved. When words start going into math, you stop. He started dropping like a fly.
Like 15 minus 10 is 5. And you're like, yes, Freezer, good. Yeah, 100%. So if 15 people get on a train and then 10 leave, how many are left? And he's like, well, how big's the train?
And
like, no!
Well, it's crazy because it's like, hey, I get that he's not smart. Give him a machine gun.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? Let that guy be a unit because he would probably be a great operator. You know what I mean? It's like you don't want him thinking out there.
Yeah, you want a thoughtless guy.
Yeah, you want a big fucking brick shithouse who can throw 130 pounds on his back and sprint.
Yeah.
Why do you need him to be able to do math?
Yeah, you really don't.
You
honestly.
don't.
Yeah.
And, dude, it's so fun. You do forget, not even in the military, but just being around people, like in a job that like requires some level of, I mean, this job is all interaction with the general population.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And so you realize how fucking insanely stupid people are so often. And not even in like they don't get my jokes. Just like, hey, you're funneling everybody into a show and you're like, you go down and to the right. And you're telling everybody, yeah, you go down and to the right. Everybody gets told the same thing. And then people will walk downstairs and be like, where do I go? And you're like, maybe the place that we told you to 7 times and it's a hallway that only goes down and to the right.
Right.
Take an extra 2 fucking steps.
Yeah.
And you just realize how stupid people are.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm smart as fucking shit.
We're the smartest podcast in Austin, but other than
we have to
that,
cut probably about 20 minutes of the snooze fest.
No, dude, I think that's interesting. Not everything can be us arguing about categories.
Yeah, because you guys, I can't fucking
get over
the fact.
I also have another take because I watched another docuseries about finding Osama bin Laden. Okay, so here's the thing. Osama, bad guy. I get why people followed him.
Was he good at stuff?
He's dope, bro. He's got some weird drip. Like he just is kind of like low-key a hot guy.
Really?
Osama bin Laden, low key, is a hot guy.
Google Osama bin Laden shirtless right now.
No, not shirtless, dude. You need the drip. Like Osama, like walking around and like just like he'll be like sitting in a cave spitting shit to people, and it's just like
oh, like, dude, did I not know?
Like, come on, dog. Like, that's in a pretty. Like, these aren't even the best pictures either. Honestly,
he
bro.
is pretty handsome.
There's
I never
some
really
shit
thought
him
of that.
talking, and he's got this like drip. He's got on the camo fatigues and shit. Look at this fucking guy over here laughing. That guy.
Oh, dude.
That guy cleans Muslim pussy up, bro. Without a doubt. Look at that. So yeah, so I was watching this thing and I was like, you do realize how awful a lot of it is, and you're also basically watching like propaganda too, because a lot of it is.
Wait, what is he? What? Okay, this is stupid. I know I should know as a veteran.
It's okay. I'll break it down for you.
What did Osama bin Laden do?
Was the leader of the Taliban, who is responsible for 9/11.
Okay. Yeah, so kill him.
So
I don't care if he's hot.
And we did. Yeah, and we did, and we should have. And I want to say, we're not a pro Osama bin Laden podcast. All I'm saying is,
in fact, quite the opposite.
No, we're not pro, we're not middle, we're anti-Osama.
We're very anti-Osama. However, we are pro his general.
He was 6'5".
Oh yeah,
dog.
you can dog me
like
out.
He was 6'5". And dude, like,
you know what we should start doing is just solving things with boxing matches.
Yeah, but you might not want that, dude.
Okay, Osama bin Laden, you get your military leader, we get ours. We put him in a ring with Chris Kyle.
But
winner takes all.
No, but those are level, because
that's true.
If we're gonna go leaders, like he was the leader of the Taliban, right?
Was he a black belt too?
I don't think that's Osama. I think that's his kid. Wait, is that no?
One second. Was Osama bin Laden a black belt?
Rare photos of a young Osama bin Laden, the Karate Kid. This can't be real, dog. There's no way that Osama was a fucking black belt.
What if he was doing jujitsu in the caves?
He might have been,
and then we snuck into his house at night.
Dude. That's the thing, dude. Is he might fuck us up? I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. He might like put him like, bro, Osama.
God, he's kind of hot there.
Osama versus Trump in the ring.
Yeah, zero chance.
Vladimir versus Trump in the ring, dude. Vlad, he might have cancer and shit, but he's.
I've been saying this about presidents. We should get like a hot president. I want Mark Wahlberg.
I agree.
Falsely leading this country.
I was watching, bro. When I was watching that Vietnam doc, I was like, man, we had like JFK, we had Bobby Kennedy running, and like,
God, dude, a guy named Bobby should be president.
Bro, 100%.
It's Bobby,
right?
bitch, and I'm down to catch a body.
Yeah, see, that's what we need. We need a Bobby. We need something like that. We need somebody young. I'm tired of these old fucks.
Mark Wahlberg as the president would be the best.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be good.
Okay, so I think here's what we do.
I think it would be good.
We send him to
think about it.
No, we send him to the policy meetings, and he just chews gum loudly the whole time while he stares at the foreign guys and is like, "I'll fuck you up." He's like, "Who the fuck do you think you're talking to right now, kid?"
But the thing is I don't know if he's actually that way anymore. He's
Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, well,
reformed.
now he's all religious.
Yeah,
but I do
now
think
he's all prayed up.
But I do think that he could. It would be fun to watch Mark Wahlberg. I mean, just absolutely beat the fucking shit out of Kim Jong Un.
Kim Jong Un.
King.
Yeah.
We should just.
I do think that.
Who do you got in a fight, Kim Jong Un or Mark Wahlberg?
Wahlberg for sure.
Mark's gonna knock his fucking teeth
I do
out.
think we need a physical fitness test for our president this next election, and I think
just get hard.
You've kind of pitched this. You need to be able to get hard and stay hard for 5 minutes.
That's it.
And you can have all the fluffer. You can watch porn. You can do whatever, but you got to be able to get hard, stay hard.
And no PEDs.
You need to be able to do, that little side jog people do down the steps where they go down steps. You need to be able to do that 100%.
Yes. You also need to. What else should we need to do?
Tie your own shoes. You have to be able to tie your own shoes.
What is that noise? Do you keep getting that?
Yeah,
it's okay.
Okay, it's fine. But yeah, tie your own shoes. I think you also need to be able. What else should we have to do with a president?
I think you need to be able to dribble a basketball.
Or yes, we actually.
You don't have to go between the legs or anything like that.
We should have them. It's like a full on throw a football. It's a punt pass kick.
You know what? Actually, you don't even need to be able to dribble or throw really well. But I think at some point, like during the debates, you you like the moderator should just be like, so anyways, your take on the Middle East, catch. And then we judge almost 100% based on how they fucking
the athleticism.
Yeah, we just need somebody with some reactionary stuff. And it doesn't have to be a perfect catch. I understand that women are probably going to be running, so it's not going to be a perfect catch, and that's fine. But like, we need somebody
but
who
you can't
doesn't
use
go,
your mouth. If women are running, come on.
We want a woman who's going to catch balls in her mouth.
Come on. Yeah, no, I like the idea of just a surprise football.
Yeah.
You just get, and here's the thing. And then we get into the final round, and it's no longer just random people. Now we got Peyton Manning. We got dudes with cannons.
The final debate when we have who the RNC and the DNC decide is going to be their primary candidates.
And then you get to choose your opponent's quarterback.
We've got Peyton Manning in the
Aaron Rodgers.
the audience at the final debate.
Launching.
Aaron Rodgers is obviously going to be throwing at the Democrats.
Yeah, and he's launching he's throwing like 90.
The problem is going to be finding a liberal quarterback. That's going to be tough. Finding a liberal quarterback to toss a pigskin towards a repub is going to be tough.
Yeah,
but we'll do it. That's fine.
I wonder. I mean, I feel like more pro athletes are probably Democratic than you would think.
No, more than likely, but they are also
associate
rich, which is not a great starting
combo.
place.
Well, that's the thing people don't realize about the military either. A lot of the officers are liberal, like very openly liberal. I mean, you're not allowed to talk about it at all. Dude, this guy got kicked out when I was in the Marines because he shared a photo. He shared like a photo of like Obama. It was like really like a caricature. It was like really bad. It was like a really...
It was like him as like a monkey or
something like that. Something insanely racist like that. And then he got kicked out, and then he tried to take it to court and lost. And so he like,
dude, this is the commander in chief.
Yeah, what are you talking about? And then he got like, it was funny because he ended up losing like almost like $350,000 in court fees too. It's like, yeah, dude, like he tried to take it as far as it could go to like the Supreme Court justice, and they were like,
you're also fighting the U.S. military and government. It's not like it's not small claims court.
No, yeah.
You didn't get fired from Subway for posting a thing about Obama. You got fired from the military for posting something about the commander in chief.
You know what I like about
your boss?
What I like about the military is the UCMJ, which is the military code of the Uniform Code of Military Justice. It's like their laws, and so like the punishments are crazy. You can like get executed. I like that. I like the death penalty.
just
as a blanket, I think every state should do it. I think we should be doing it more often. And I understand that there's false convictions and whatever, but I think there should be a thing where just let him go. Just fucking smoke him.
How would you want to be put down?
If I had to get shot, if I had to choose.
Yeah, because there's lethal injection, which they fuck up all the time.
Dude, they botch lethal injections
all the time, bro. Get me in there. Pay me some federal funds, dude. I'll teach you how to hit a vein, dog, for sure.
Yeah, you just get the
Yeah, and let's bring back all the options too.
I like fire squad,
lethal injection, firing squad, hanging,
dude, guillotine sick.
Guillotine, whatever.
Gillette.
I think Gillette. Yeah, I think a guillotine would be pretty sick.
I want a giant dude with an axe cutting my head off.
Yeah, like you're in one of those things.
Yeah, I would like you with a mask.
Yeah, just like, ugh.
Just being like, and then my last words.
Yeah, last words.
Am I guilty? Is the question.
Nobody really has any clue. Actually, they think they do. You know.
I know I'm guilty, or I know I'm innocent.
You did it. Yeah.
If I did it, that changes my last words. If I did it, I'm haunting them for the rest of my lives.
Because you're evil.
Yeah. I'll go, you're making a grave mistake. Conk. And then they're going to go, for the rest of their lives, they're going to lose sleep. They're going to go,
did we make a mistake?
Did he do it?
Yeah.
And if I didn't do it, I'm going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
If I didn't do it, I'm crying and shitting my pants. I'm like, no,
you don't understand. Okay.
I think I would cry really hard if I was about to get executed.
Oh yeah. I'd be balling. I think firing squad is how I'd want to go. Just to get shot would be cool.
You know, this is like an A. It's like an A. I'd be like, Your Honor, I do want access to my hands.
God will protect me.
Yeah.
Just die immediately.
Or like, you know, the
John 3:16.
you know, we shot 3 rifles at you, 16 rounds.
And then there were 316 bullets in you. I don't know how that
you
works.
survived.
And you survived. And 100,000 people
310,000. Yeah, 310,000 people.
All right, I gotta.
Yeah, you gotta dip out,
I gotta
don't you?
dip.
Okay, well, I tell you what,
Guys, thank you so much for listening to the Friendly Fire podcast. There's more of you coming lately, and we really appreciate that.